Hello and welcome to the That's Football Premier League preview. Arsenal versus Tottenham, quite clearly the biggest game of the weekend. It's great to be back. Xander's been doing a great job, but it's nice to get back on That's Football, and it's nice to be back with the Premier League. I know we've all missed it, and we can look forward to the Premier League now right the way through till March. So I nearly said so F-U-C-K, the international football. Well, that would be rude. I'm not here to be rude. I'm here to talk about what a great occasion it is to be back with the Premier League. Lots of good fixtures this weekend. Obviously Manchester City still the front runners. Manchester United 8 points behind them after that loss to Chelsea. Chelsea, Liverpool and Spurs and Arsenal all breathing down United's neck. Is there a league beyond a league? Is it going to be Man City running away and those other clubs are going to be battling out for second, third and fourth? I think over the next few weeks we'll certainly find out whether that's true. But in relation to Manchester United, not Manchester United, we're not talking about Manchester United. In relation to Spurs versus Arsenal, I think this is a massively important game for both clubs, but really interesting when you look at it because it's the first game, which I think is very, very difficult. I remember Liverpool playing United, I don't know whether this season or last season, after an international break at 12:30. Can be a bit of a dead duck, but a derby is a great leveller. This is a symbolic in so many ways. When you look at the league table as I am now, you've got Tottenham basically second, joint second with Manchester United on 23 points. You've got Arsenal on 19 points. If Spurs were to win that would take them 7 points clear of Arsenal. And Robbie's coffers at Arsenal Fan TV and DT and all that lot, they'll be well, they won't be loving it because they're big Arsenal fans, but they're going to be getting a lot of views because Arsenal will go into meltdown. They'll still keep Wenger, but they will go into meltdown. And I think it's interesting that I just don't see... Arsenal are still a bigger club than Spurs, let's be honest. I've been very impressed with Spurs and Pochettino, and they are very, very exciting. But as things stand, I think Spurs would need a period of sustained success over Arsenal for probably 4 or 5 years to start levelling the field, because Arsenal have got a lot of support, and you know, for me, they are the biggest club in London. Chelsea might not want to hear that, but I think they are based on support. But Spurs are definitely up and coming. They're playing the better football. But this is the sort of game that Spurs, like at Manchester United a few weeks ago, yeah, on paper they're the better team. They're the informed team, but Manchester United did a job on them, and they've got to turn that corner. Spurs, for me, over the last 2 years, I think they probably should have won the title. Leicester and Chelsea won it because they still lack. They're far better. I wouldn't call them bottlers of the north like I used to, like Arsenal are. They're a lot better, but they're not quite there yet. They'll still go into these sort of games and come out with a draw or a loss. They've got to go into it and win, because City are away to Leicester. They're going to win that game. I don't care what anybody says. Leicester will not have anywhere near enough to beat City. So City are going to win that game. Do Spurs want to be 8 points behind City and beat Arsenal? Or do they want to be 10 and draw? Or do they want to be even worse, 11? Spurs have got to beat Arsenal on Saturday lunchtime. Otherwise, they're going to be double figures behind City, and it's only the middle of November. So Spurs have got to win it. And Spurs have got the better players. But a derby is a great leveller, and Arsenal will be up for it. And I think Arsenal, probably for, you know, only 2 times a season do they really get up for a game physically. They'll be up for this. So it's going to be difficult for Spurs. Will quality come out over Arsenal? I don't know. I'm going to go 2-2. I'm going to go 2-2 in that game, because I just think it's always safe to go for a draw in a derby. And I've got a funny feeling it will be. Spurs have a good side, said Nicholas Myers. Just can't convert. And Tottenham are the Ander Herrera of Premier League clubs. A very good team, but not quite the best. Spurs are serial bottlers, says George Kyle. So I don't think... we've watched Spurs a lot on this channel this season because of the Champions League watch-alongs. And they're a very, very good team. And let's not forget, they went to the Bernabeu and they got a deserved draw. They can go to the Emirates and get a result. It's the same sort of pressure cooker environment. I think they need to. But I'm going to go 2-2 in that game. Let's do... we'll do Manchester United-Newcastle next. Manchester United-Newcastle. This is a game Manchester United have got to win. My score prediction is 2-0. Newcastle, mid-table. I think they've lost their last 2 games. Benitez will want to go to Manchester United and put his name into people's minds again, because ultimately he wants to manage better than Newcastle. United have got to be very careful. Confidence probably isn't the highest after the Chelsea result, but they've got Newcastle, Brighton at home. They've got to be taking 6 points from that. Will we see Zlatan? Will we see Pogba? United need to use this game. The last 2 international breaks they've come back from, they've played away games. Stoke, drew. Liverpool, drew. They're at home. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff against a mid-table side. They need to win this game. I think they will win it, and they need to start building the confidence again. Which, going back to Spurs, United are going to win. I think United are going to win. If Spurs don't win, they're losing points on second place. If Spurs don't win, they've got to look over their shoulder, because Chelsea are going to West Brom. I think it's the 5:30 kickoff. No, it's not. It can't be, because that's United. But Chelsea are going to West Brom. West Brom have been very, very poor lately. Chelsea were in a bad vein of form, got hammered. Not by West Ham. They can't beat anyone. They got hammered by Roma, but they came back to United. They looked lost for the first 20 minutes. Then they built their way back into it. And Conte, yet again at Stamford Bridge, got a massive result over Mourinho and United. Will that confidence now take them into West Brom? Have Chelsea now turned a corner? West Brom under Pulis, good start to the season. I live in the Midlands. He hasn't got long left if he doesn't get a result soon. And Chelsea, for me, would be a perfect game for West Brom. I think one of 2 things are going to happen. West Brom are going to get a result, and I think a result for West Brom is a draw. Or Chelsea are going to turn up and be 3-0 up by half-time. I think it's going to be one of those 2 things. Either Pulis is going to turn it round, or Chelsea are just going to come in. They're going to continue in bad form, West Brom, and Chelsea will win it. I'm going to go with a draw, which for Chelsea is not what they need. Again, everybody behind City has got to start picking up the points, because it's important over the next few weeks. Liverpool entertained Southampton. You could say Liverpool A versus Liverpool reserves. Southampton's season, very mixed. Very mixed. Defensively quite good, but don't score goals. And that is a problem when you go into Anfield, because it's very rare that Liverpool don't score at Anfield. And if you're going to get a result at Anfield, you're going to need to score, like Burnley did. So I don't think I can see anything other than a Liverpool win. And I think, to be honest, it's that sort of yo-yo situation that Klopp's got going on at Liverpool, that they will win this game. Because what Liverpool fans seem to struggle with is that you are 7 points off. 7 points worse off than you were at this stage after 11 games last season. What you don't realise is that Klopp's win ratio is worse than Rodgers. I think it's almost as bad as Roy Hodgson's. But he's still King Klopp. He's still the next big thing. He's still the man who's going to take him to the promised land. So Liverpool fans are a bit delusional, I think, in relation to Klopp. I don't think he's going to turn it round. But I think they will win on Saturday. And they'll be chanting on about Salah and Firmino and Coutinho and Lallana's back and what a great attacking team we've got, without realising you've only got a +4 goal difference. You know, City's got 30. United have got nearly 20. But I think Liverpool will win. And I think Liverpool are, you know, I don't want to be totally down on Liverpool. They are a very good attacking side. But he hasn't got a plan. I think Arsenal and Liverpool are very, very similar. They'll beat teams and their fans will get excited, but they'll always lose the same sort of games as well. Like, as soon as Arsenal go past Watford up north, nosebleed, lose. As soon as Liverpool play a decent team, who knows how to just defend against them and hit them on the break, they'll lose. And he needs to address that. He does need to address that. Pick of the other games. Let's have a quick look. I hadn't forgotten. I know Bournemouth are playing Huddersfield, which is in itself quite an interesting game, because Bournemouth are right near the bottom. In fact, they're 4th from bottom. Huddersfield still, from those points they picked up at the early season, mid-table, but Bournemouth on 10 points, Huddersfield on 15 points. Could be a quick turnaround there. Bournemouth need to win that, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a draw, because Huddersfield seem to be picking up some decent results at the moment. In the other Saturday 3 o'clock kickoff games, we have got... I clicked on Saturday the 11th of November. That's a nightmare. It's talking about international football. We don't want to see that. Yeah, Burnley Huddersfield. Burnley Swansea. I think Burnley will win that. What a season they're having. I'd love Burnley to win it. I think it's great what they're doing. Burnley 2, Swansea 0 for me. And I really hope they do win. And I hope that Dyche doesn't go to Everton, who are away to Crystal Palace, which again, another massive game. 3 o'clock kickoff on Saturday. Palace need points because they're rock bottom in the league. And Everton need points because they're down near the bottom as well. Both have improved. Everton since sacking their manager. Palace since Sahar's come back. Interesting game. I'm going to go for a lot of draws in this one because I can't really tell. I'm going to go for a draw in that. I'm going to go 2-2. Leicester, Man City we've done. Liverpool, Southampton we've done. West Brom, Chelsea we've done. Man City, Newcastle we have done. Watford, West Ham on Sunday. Not great Sunday football, to be honest. I can't really build it up for you. It's not fantastic, but that's because Champions League's come into all the big clubs play on a Saturday, which makes Saturday fantastic. Match of the day, hobnobs. Watford, West Ham. West Ham, new manager under Moyes. Watford, fantastic at home. I can't move away from the start of the season Watford have had, which has been fantastic. I think it will continue. I think they'll beat West Ham. It's going to be interesting for West Ham fans. Moyes. What can I say? I just think he's a bad manager. I'll be amazed if he turns it round, but I don't think he'll turn it round on Sunday. I'll go for Watford as much as 3-1. And Brighton against Stoke on Monday night, the one we're all waiting for. Brighton against Stoke. I hope Brighton win. I like Brighton. Inoffensive club, bit like Bournemouth. Do we need 2 in the Premier League? Would be nice to get someone like Leeds or a Sheffield Wednesday back in. Big clubs, Villa. But yeah, bit of a nothing game that, Brighton Stoke. Hard to predict. I'm going to go for a draw. I've pretty much gone for draws in most of the ones, haven't I? So yeah, let's have a look at what some people are on about. Watford 3-0, says Gary Wells. And well, some banter going on in the live comments there. Let's see. Will I play FIFA tonight, says Eric Angelberg. No, I won't be playing FIFA tonight. I'm playing something else in the bath. And it is on my phone, you dirty beggars. I know what you'd think there straight away. Ibrahim hates Stoke. As a neutral, generic fan channel, I can't say I hate Stoke. Watch the United stand. Thomas Williams, you didn't mention Forest. Yeah, I'd like Forest to be back into the Premier League because they're a big club with big Premier League history. Well, not Premier League, but they've got a lot of history. But just on that, there are a lot of clubs in the Championship that I would like to be in the Premier League. And this is going to be controversial. But yeah, Sheffield Wednesday, Leeds, Aston Villa, Forest, and I'm sure there's another one. That's 4 big clubs I think should be in the Premier League. They don't deserve to be in the Premier League, whether it's through bad ownership or bad appointments, whatever like that. But as clubs, they would bring a lot to the Premier League. They are big clubs with big supports. And I think the problem with the Premier League for me is, and we've seen it over the years, your Bournemouths, your Brightons, your Burnleys, your Huddersfields, your Hulls. It's nice that they're in the Premier League because they deserve to be in the Premier League. But I would like to have I would like to get some big clubs back in with big supports, but they don't deserve to be there. But I mean, that's just, you know, personally, I'd love to see a club like Sheffield Wednesday back there because I grew up with Sheffield Wednesday in the Premier League and in Division 1, and they're a massive club, and Sheffield deserves a Premier League club. I'd love to see Bristol City get up there because Bristol have never had a Premier League club or a Division 1 club in my lifetime, and Bristol's a massive city if you're not aware of it. They've just never clicked in relation to football. So yeah, I would like to see them, but you get what you deserve, and you end up in, you know, to be fair, the Championship is 46 games. If you are top or going up in the Championship, you deserve it. You don't get there by luck. So Brighton deserve to be there, as do Huddersfield. Thomas Williams refuses to believe that Sheffield Wednesday are a big club. They are a big club. They are a big club. They used to play semi-finals at Hillsborough, as we all well and know. I was actually at Hillsborough, and it was it's a massive ground, and they're a big club. Obviously, they're not as big as Manchester United or an Arsenal, but they're as big as an Everton, or they were. Jack Brady says, Mark, answer this question as an Arsenal fan point of view. Who's better, City or United? How can I answer that from an Arsenal fan point of view? One, I don't want to be one of them, and 2, I don't want to answer that question. Fancy Premier League, interesting. Yeah, I always like to give you a little bit of tips. I'm not doing fantastically well in the Fancy Premier League at the moment. I'm doing well on the Super Brew Predictor League, but I'd say at the weekend, if you're looking for players who are going to score you points, again, you can't go far wrong with Man City. I think Lukaku will score at the weekend. I've kept faith with Lukaku when many haven't. I think Lukaku will score at the weekend. If Mourinho sorts out the number 10, he needs chances to score goals. It's obvious. Man City will be good for points. Liverpool players again. I think they will beat Southampton by about 3 goals, so they'd be good. And the Chelsea game maybe, but I wouldn't bank on that. And Arsenal Spurs, you just don't know how that's going to go, because Spurs are very good defensively. So I think the City game, the United game, if you're looking for clean sheets, United, Burnley are good for clean sheets. Yeah, so I wouldn't move far away from those. Thanks everyone for watching. Great to be back on That's Football. I like to do the Premier League preview. We have got live streams on the That's Football over the weekend. Arsenal versus Spurs and the Madrid derby on Saturday night is what I know off the top of my head. So get involved. Thanks everyone for watching. Keep telling everyone about That's Football. It's growing steadily. We're getting very, very close to 20,000 subscribers, which will be a big thing for us to do in such a short period of time. It's growing really well. Keep telling everybody about it, because it is a general football channel and we do want to talk about general football matters. So any shocks this weekend, says Chad Sproul? My shock of the week, maybe we can bring that into the show. My shock of the week is going to be West Brom to beat Chelsea. I was going to go with a draw, but I'm going to go West Brom to beat Chelsea. I think that would be the biggest shock. I'd love Leicester to beat Man City, because I think it'd be good for the Premier League, but I don't think that's going to happen. I'm going to go West Brom Chelsea. Thanks everyone. Drop a like, keep sharing, and keep telling everyone about this channel in particular. And we could hit 20,000 by the weekend, which would be great. Thanks everyone for watching. Speak to you all soon.